Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving headfirst into the rain-soaked streets of a classic noir mystery. We're going to break down the setup of a case that starts with a vanishing bride, but oh man, it quickly spirals into a much deeper story of old deaths and hidden dangers, all seen through the eyes of a detective who has definitely seen too much.
So let's meet our guy, Detective Hank Manning. Now, this isn't your average cop. He's a Manhattan homicide detective, which means for him, literally everything looks like a potential crime scene. The guy's just so consumed by his work that, yeah, everything reminded him of death these days. He's cynical, he's exhausted, and his office is basically a graveyard of cold cases, just staring him in the face.
So think about it. What happens when a man who only deals with murder gets a phone call that isn't about a body, but about a ghost? A single desperate phone call is about to completely shatter his grim routine, pulling him right out of his comfort zone in Manhattan and throwing him into a mystery that's not just personal, it's dangerously deceptive.
All right, let's get right to the heart of this thing. The vanishing bride. I mean, who is Vivian Ashford? And how does a woman who's about to walk down the aisle just disappear into thin air? So here's the rundown Manning gets over the phone. You've got Vivian Ashford. She's 23 years old, down in Atlantic City for her final wedding preparations. One minute, she's on the phone with her mom, signing happy, totally excited. The next, she's vanished. The hotel staff says she checked out normally, but it's all just a little too neat, you know? No note, no explanation, just gone.
And right out of the gate, we've got two completely different stories. The local police, they're quick to just dismiss it. She got cold feet, they say. Just another runaway bride. But her mother, Constance? No way. She insists that is absolutely impossible. For her, this isn't a case of second thoughts. It's a full-blown nightmare. She's convinced something terrible has happened.
So this brings up a really important question. Why would a burned-out Manhattan homicide cop even get involved in a New Jersey missing persons case? While the answer isn't in some official case file, it's buried deep in his past, tied to a debt of honor he just can't ignore.
You see, their connection goes way, way back, to the trenches of World War I. Vivian's father, Thomas Ashford, literally saved Manning's life. That's a debt you never, ever forget. It's a bond forged in battle. And now, years after Thomas's death, his widow is on the phone, and that debt is being called in.
So when he hears that desperate plea from the widow of the man who saved his life, I mean, what can he do? He's trapped. His gut is screaming at him to stay away, to let the local cops handle their own mess. But it's like the ghost of Thomas Ashford is right there in the room with him. He just can't refuse. He has to take the case.
But there's a huge problem. Saying yes to a desperate woman is one thing. Getting the NYPD to actually sanction an unofficial investigation in another state? Yeah, that's a whole other story. Manning immediately hits a massive wall of red tape.
First off, there's the jurisdiction issue. In Atlantic City, his NYPD badge is basically worthless. He has zero authority. He can't make arrests, he can't issue warrants, he can't even force anyone to talk to him. He's just going to be some guy from New York asking a lot of questions.
And on top of that, his captain is furious. He points to the 3 unsolved murders already piled up on Manning's desk right there in Manhattan. Why in the world should he waste time on what the captain calls a wild goose chase in Jersey?
The only compromise he can wrestle from his captain is 1 week, just one. But it has to be on his own vacation time. And the captain's warning is chillingly clear. If you get into trouble down there, the NYPD will deny they even know you. He is completely and very dangerously on his own.
Okay, so let's quickly meet our cast of characters. We have Manning, our investigator, who's bound to this by his past. We have Vivian, the woman at the center of this whole mystery, and Constance, the mother, who's driving the search. And Manning isn't going in alone. He's bringing his colleague, Dr. Kapp, a forensic psychiatrist whose expertise he is going to desperately need to unravel this thing.
Now, we've got to talk about the setting, because Manning isn't just heading to some quiet seaside resort. He is walking straight into Atlantic City, a town that's known for having just as many secrets as it has slot machines.
Just before he leaves, a colleague gives him a piece of advice that sounds a lot more like a threat. Atlantic City, he says, isn't just boardwalks and beaches. It's a town split right down the middle. The mob owns half, and the politicians own the other half. It is a city built on secrets, and they really don't like outsiders. The warning is crystal clear. An out-of-town cop with no badge asking questions is a problem. In a place like Atlantic City, when you start turning over rocks, you are liable to find something underneath that bites back.
Digging for the truth here isn't just going to be difficult, it could be deadly.
So, with absolutely no official backup and facing a city known for chewing up outsiders, Manning and Dr. Cap get ready to head straight into the lion's den. Their mission is clear, but they're going to have to operate in the shadows if they want to survive.
So this means their entire investigation has to be unofficial. They'll start at the logical places, the mother, then the hotel, but their only real hope for an inside track is a local vice cop, a friend of a friend who might just know the city's secrets. The goal is simple: find Vivian. The path to get there, though, is anything but.
And that's where the search begins. As Manning boards that train to Atlantic City, he just can't shake this one chilling thought. Every single instinct, sharpened by 2 decades of hunting killers, is screaming that this was foul play. So the only real question is he already too late?